It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
Well, hello there. It's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, and welcome back. Wow, so nice to have you here for another episode of Trading Stocks Made Easy. Now, apparently this show has become fairly popular. I thank you for that. And many of you say to me, hey, could you do an episode like this? Or could you do an episode like that? So what I decided to bring back was the most requested format, which is the Traders Roundtable. Now, if you haven't heard those episodes before, it goes a little bit like this. This is where I bring in real people who've actually traded using the wealthy investor methodology, and they've been through markets that are up and are down. And tonight is no exception. So right after you take a listen to this, we'll be talking to Andre B., Zane Z., and Stephen P. right after you take a listen to this.
Want to increase your stock market trading profits? Then you need to start your monthly membership to WITradeschool.com right now. Don't know which stocks to choose for trading in today's market? No problem. Just follow Tyrone Jackson's hot stock picks inside WITradeschool.com. At WITradeschool.com, you could also follow Tyrone's weekly stock market tutorials and investing advice. Plus, each week you can submit your trading and investing questions directly to our staff, and Tyrone will answer them as part of our weekly video Q&A sessions. Begin your membership right now and you'll get instant access to WITradeschool.com's video library. That means you'll get to know all of Tyrone's major and minor trading strategies, including covered call writing and volatility trading for fast, sexy profits. Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, has helped his students earn thousands of dollars per month trading stocks online from home. These are people just like you. In addition to his successful podcast, Tyrone's editorial content has been featured on CBSMoneyWatch.com, NASDAQ.com, and YahooFinance.com. So what are you waiting for? Follow Tyrone Jackson's red-hot stock trades and investment strategies today. Don't wait. Start your monthly membership at WITradeschool.com right now.
Yes, if you haven't signed up at Trade School where you can follow my trades online, like what are you waiting for? There's money to be made each and every week in the stock market, and all you have to do is follow my lessons at WI Trade School if you're not already in the live program. Hey, listen, tonight I am coming to you from a historic studio in New York City called Platinum Studios. I can't tell you all the famous people who've been here. They've actually asked me not to do that. But I can tell you who's here tonight to discuss the market, time, and what they have learned as self-directed investors. And joining me here to my left in New York City from Platinum Studios is Stephen P. Stephen, good evening.
Hi, Tyrone. How are we doing?
We're doing really well. I'm just going to refer to you as Stephen. If I gave out your last name, people are going to call you and they're going to find you. And I don't know if you want that kind of fame.
Thank you very much, Tyrone.
All right. And across from Stephen is Zane Z. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very
You're
much.
really famous, and I know you don't like it when I say this, really famous Broadway.
I'm going to say it anyway.
I'm going to say it anyway. It's my show. I can do whatever it is I want. You're a really well-known New York City musician, orchestrator, arranger, and Broadway conductor. Is that a fair characterization?
Most of the time.
Yes.
Close enough.
Yes, and your wife has also done very well in musical theater, and you have a daughter who's also in musical theater. Is that right?
This is very true.
And you now refer to you when I say, hey, how's the music going? You go, no, I'm a trader. I'm a trader now.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. And of course, a man who really needs no introduction.
Don't do that.
And who gets stalked with or without the Trading Stocks Made Easy. It's Andre B. We'll call you Andre B, right?
I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much, my friend.
Okay, I want to dive right in because we were talking before we actually started recording, and you guys have all been in the program for a minimum of 9 years. We don't know if it's 9 years, 11. I've been teaching live for about 11 years now. And you guys have seen all kinds of market. You've seen all kinds of market conditions. But just to kind of catch the audience up on your life and your experience, can you just tell a little bit about your background, how you found the Wealthy Investor Program, and why you stay? And we're going to start off with Stephen, because you've never been on the show before.
That is correct. My first time. Thank you, Tyrone.
Welcome. Nice to have you.
I got started. It was brought to my attention by a friend about this successful stock trading program that it got my attention because I had tried trading stocks myself in the past and had limited success, but usually only during an up market. Down market, I'd lose a lot of money. Up, down, didn't make that much money in the long run. But I was so intrigued by your program that I figured I'd give it a shot. It was a classroom approach, and that really got my attention because it wasn't just show up somewhere for a day or a weekend and then you're left on your own after that. It was ongoing, and people, once I got into the class, seemed like they really were learning about stocks and trading. So I gave it a shot, and it worked very well from the start. Back then, the market had been down, and it was coming back, and that was a big lesson in what's referred to as retracement.
Yes.
Which is something that never really dawned on me. Now it seems like a simple concept, but that's because we've seen it multiple times, and that leads to one thing that we've really learned a lot about, which is patterns in the market.
Yes. And
when you see patterns that repeat and you're familiar with them and you can act upon them, that makes you feel like you really are succeeding in trading. And the other big thing that you've taught, among many others, is patience. And that shows up in so many ways in what we do and what we learn, and that oftentimes having just a little bit more patience makes a huge difference. And with your guidance, we understand what that patience really means and how it translates into the market.
Yes, and I like the way you put that out there. I've taught patience. I don't know how many people have listened, but
Good point.
I've certainly taught it enough for people to go, maybe I should listen to this guy.
And that's a great point, because so many people, and especially in the New York area, their idea of patience is waiting 2 minutes for something.
Yes.
Not 2 days, 2 weeks, or even, God forbid, 2 months.
Well, I think sometimes the style of trading I teach, and especially when I teach fast money trades, it just spoils people. And then when you're spoiled, you want fast money all the time, which basically leads to greed. So thank you. And we're going to talk about like some of the longer lessons, the bigger lessons you've learned over time. But I want to get to Zane.
Yes, sir.
Because you've been around for quite a while.
I'm getting older as we speak.
Yes, you're getting older and you're getting richer. You're not exactly getting broke.
There you go.
What initially attracted you to the Wealthy Investor Program, and how did you hear about it?
Well, I'm in the entertainment business, and primarily I do a lot of work with theater now. And there was a woman in the program, and she had actually invited my wife to come. But my wife was doing a show, so she said, send Zane, the husband. So I showed up and been here. And I think, I don't want to say it's a problem, but a lot of people in the entertainment business make money, but not on a regular, by every other week we get a check. So you have to be able to take a large sum of money and deal with it, make it last for however long it's coming in. But when you get that money, it's like, what do I do with it? So eventually someone will say invest it, but that's such a gray area. Save it. What does that mean? And so I was working on a show at the time, and I was making some decent money, and really.
You actually had 2 shows on Broadway when I met you, or you had just finished 2 shows. It wasn't just like you were in some show. You were in 2 really hit shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making some money, and at the time when I was involved, the market was just going buck wild. So I could just blindfold myself, take a dart, and fling it at the newspaper, pick a stock, and it was going to be great. And I think we were trying to buy a house at the time, so I, made all this money, took my money out to buy the house, and then the market just went and dropped. So I looked like a genius, but that's all it really was looking. I was just damn lucky. I had no skill, no anything. So when I actually came to class, and this is so long ago that you were teaching 1, 2, 3, I think it was 4 lessons in 1 week.
Yes.
So we would come on a Monday and a Wednesday, and another group would come Tuesday and Thursday.
Right.
And I think the thing that struck me the most was, I call it pedestrian, in that you weren't using like 5-syllable words to explain what we were trying to do. There wasn't any crazy magic calculator that you had to go by to do the math, to do the program. And it was literally 5th grade math and, really simple, do this, do this, do this. And I think it was the simplicity of that attracted me to the program. And I have done a couple of other little investment things. And like Stephen mentioned, you're in a room with 6 million people and they're saying all kind of stuff, but I'm just lost after 15 minutes. And I'm like, that wasn't it. And because of the small groups and the simplicity of it, that's really what attracted me, and that's why I've been here for many years.
Yes. And I remember when you first got started, we started to get to know each other, you would say to me, I'm a musician. I was using Apple equipment, so I just bought Apple stock and it went up. But you didn't necessarily know why.
Yeah, well, not necessarily Apple equipment, but yeah.
Right.
Computers, definitely.
Computers. Yeah. Okay. I remember when Apple stock was the stock to own. It could do no wrong. Mm-hmm. And everybody thought they were a genius if they owned it. And then there's Andre.
And then there was me.
You've been here since inception, it seems like.
Yeah, something like that.
And what attracted you to the stock market? Were your parents investors at all?
Not at all. What attracted me was I had just gotten back from LA. If I'm not mistaken, we ran into each other on the street. We've known each other for a long time.
A very long time.
And we ran into each other on the street. And I'd come home because I had a son and my daughter was yet to be born. And you said, Andre, oh my God, it's so good. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm starting this program. I'm going to teach people how to trade in the market for income. I was like, I'm down because I'm broke. So I need to turn this boat around.
Yes.
And I've always known you to be the type of person who, when they say they're going to do something, you do it. And here we are, 10 years later.
Yes.
And it's working out. It's definitely working.
I think you all know my love and passion for the stock market. I think it's a great revenue generator. It's great to be able. You guys are all in the upper level of the program. We call it Money Making Mondays. Mm-hmm. To just click on Monday, you're making your money, and whatever it is you want to do for the rest of the week is great. But you've all, throughout the years, invited friends.
Yes.
Sometimes they were family members, sometimes they were acquaintances. And I have a saying in this program, which you all know, which is your wealth is in your thinking, which basically means the amount of money that you make in this lifetime is all based on your belief systems. Mm-hmm. And you've all at some point been shocked when you've invited people to our live events and they don't have a wealth building consciousness. Mm-hmm. Stephen, how have you dealt with that?
You have to believe in what you're seeing in the class, what's happening to yourself and around you. You have to believe in yourself, and you can communicate that to other people, but they have to have an open mind. And if they have an open mind, then they will consider it and they will give it a chance, but it's up to them. And it's up to each and every one of us. And I think we're all glad we made the decisions that we made. But it's for those people who feel that they have an open mind and that they can listen and that they can follow instructions that are not complicated. And as I said before, have some patience.
Zane and Andre, what has shocked you about the people you've introduced the idea? Not even just the wealthy investor approach, but the idea that the stock market is a place for wealth, and you've been met with, let's just say, negativity. Either one of you.
Andre here. I feel like I've invited a few people into the program. Some stayed, some left. And, there's an old saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. And a lot of it is you learn very quickly which friends have a wealthy mindset. And in New York, let's face it, people are skeptical, and I invited some folks, they were like, he's just going to take my money, right? And I'm like, no, he's not going to take your money. You trade your money. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get it twisted, because if my man was trying to take my money, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So, it's a safe environment. It's a loving space. 3rd, 4th grade math. If you got a little calculator, you'll be okay. Uh-huh. The program is taught to you in, like Zane said, layman's terms. And that's what I think people who've stayed in the program, that's what they appreciate about it.
Zane, how did you first encounter people who who had less than a wealth building mindset?
It's a long answer, and I'll try to make it as short as possible. Dealing with entertainers, especially on Broadway, they're making a really nice, weekly salary. And it always bothered me, especially back in the day when I first started, that these people were making this money, extremely low expenses, and after being in a hit show for like 2 or 3 years, 3 weeks after the show closed, they're looking at unemployment, and I'm like, how did you not save or do anything? So that's mindset number one. And then the few people that would save, they own houses now and blah, blah, blah. But there's so many of these, really talented people that just didn't have a mindset to do something with their money or plan for a rainy day. They have thousands of fur coats and a billion and one shoes, but, them shoes out of style now. Now what?
Right.
So, and then you have the people that are making a little bit of money and don't know what to do with it, but they also have nobody in their families that are thinking, quote unquote, outside that box. So if your parents or your uncles or whoever you're looking up to are only sticking their money under the sofa or under the mattress, then that's all that you have to work towards as far as the legal things that you can do. So that's what they were copying. And so to actually say, let's try this, and you say the stock market, and all you think about is people jumping out of windows and the market crashing and just negative bad things. And then there's a black guy going to come around with a fancy suit on and going to tell me about making money and really, dude, there's got to be something. And no, so, and I think we mentioned this a couple of times, you don't go to college for 4 years, spend $1,001 for tuition, and then the day you graduate, expect this fabulous job. And, there's an investment here that you have to learn, you have to study, and you have to take your time, and you have to be patient, and you have to be realistic. You open an account with $1,000, it's not going to be $1 million at the end of the month. So I could do this for a couple of hours.
Yes, I know you can. Hey, let's talk about, and thank you for that. Let's talk about the reason that we're all here, covered calls.
Yes.
Right? They have evolved. I think most of you guys remember when we had to wait a month.
Oh.
You remember that? The third week
Yep.
of every month for the call to expire. And
Those
plan on
crazy days.
And now call options are every week. And we know now that the markets are preparing so that call options can be sold on a daily basis. Very quickly, because we don't have a whole lot of time, but your thoughts on covered calls and how much money it's made you and why you still like to trade them over all of these years.
I'll jump in, Andre here. The fact that all of us in this room can go to our computers every Monday, every Wednesday, actually do whatever day of the week you want.
That is true.
And click your mouse, and in 3 to 5 minutes, generate thousands of dollars. I remember when early on in the program, when we were looking for 70 cents. Y'all remember those days? 70 cents, 75 cent days?
The out of the money call premium, 70 cents or higher, yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
where things have gone now with all this implied volatility and what have you, it's amazing. It's just amazing to me. It tickles me to no end. And what tickles me most is that, I have a 15-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him the other day, I said, so, what do you want to do? He said, Dad, I want to do what you do.
Oh, is that
what
right?
What you mean? He's like, I want to click my mouse and make money. Like, boy, you better go to school and get your education.
Right, exactly. Stephen, any thoughts on covered calls and how they've evolved? Do you trade them differently now? Do you trade 7 days, the Wednesday trade at all?
Yes, I definitely trade some shorter covered calls in addition to the longer ones. And that very intriguing.
Yes, it is.
And profitable because it's within 7. It's not that it's within 7. It's that you're able to do it again in 7 days.
Yes.
In other words, it might sound easier to trade it just once a month, but trading that way once a week, at the end of the month, you're making more money.
Yes.
And for those stocks where it's appropriate, it is great, and it's not that much more time or effort, and you're guiding us through it anyway.
Yes.
So why not?
Yes.
But covered calls in general have been great. I mean, that's the main trade of the program, And it worked at the beginning, it worked in the middle, and it's working now. So.
It's working now, baby.
And it's going to stay. It's always going to work because the institutional traders will never let that go away.
That's how it looks. Yep.
Zane, covered calls for you over time. You still like them?
Definitely. And I think the big thing was in the beginning, someone says trading in the market, and you're just thinking buying something, praying that it goes up, and then you're going to sell it at a profit. And so now you can still do that, but now you have another option to generate income. So you can buy something, hold it for a long term, and hope a year or two it goes up. But while you're waiting, you have another portion of your portfolio that's giving up income. And whether you're, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, wherever you are, I don't know anyone that couldn't use an extra little something.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're starting with a small account, the percentage that you're making is still the percentage that you're making. So you just add a couple of zeros and you just take a minute, stop and look at that and go, I think this can work.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to tell tales out of school. You guys don't have to say anything, but I know you guys are earning between $2,000 and $15,000 a month. And a lot of people think we're day trading. We're really not day trading. Most of us trade once or twice a week to make that money. When we come back from the break, one of the things I want to talk about is how it's impacted your family. Right. Presumably, you've taken some of this money out and you've enjoyed it in various ways or forms. Is that right?
Sure.
I know I have. If you follow me on Facebook, I'm in Maui a lot. And and guess what got me there? So we're going to take a little break, and then you guys will share a little bit about what you've done with the money that you're earning. And here's the best part. You're going to keep earning more money. It's not like the past. You have a lot of money to earn in the future. Back with this Traders Roundtable right after you take a listen to this. More Trading Stocks Made Easy coming up in a moment.
Want to increase your stock market trading profits? Then you need to start your monthly membership to WITradeschool.com right now. Don't understand how to write covered calls for monthly income? No problem. Simply review Tyrone's latest stock trades in our video library as many times as you need. WITradeschool.com is all about helping you get the financial education you need to earn money in the stock market and change your financial life. Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, has helped his students earn thousands of dollars per month trading stocks online from home. These are people just like you. So what are you waiting for? Follow Tyrone Jackson's red-hot stock trades and investment strategies today. Don't wait. Start your monthly membership at WITradeschool.com right now.
And welcome back. Okay, before the break, I was asking you about how the money that you've made has positively impacted your family. And we'll start with Zane. How has it impacted your family?
Well, just to be quite honest, I got a nice little tax bill.
Well, that only happens when you're making money, my friend.
Yes, but the good thing is the bill came. I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. And I was able to go, okay, let's sell this and then write the check to Uncle Sam. And it was very simple and very easy, but there's a, I'm not sure the right word to describe it, but to know that I can go and write a check to cover that thing just that easy, it was like, wow, that's really kind of cool. And I think that's another mindset because we keep forgetting it's our money. We're allowed to take it out. We're allowed to spend it. And I think, well, I'm trying to make this goal. I'm trying to do this. Yeah, but Uncle Sam's knocking on the door. You need to give him his cut now. And I can very easily. And, that's just, it's my money. I can spend it.
Now, outside of paying a tax bill, I'm sure you've actually purchased some nice things. You're a musician. You put some nice things in your studio.
I am, I think, the only person in New York. Well, maybe not the only, but I drive everywhere in New York. I don't take the train. And because of that, I lease a new car every 3 years. But there's a little chunk of change you got to put up front. And 95% of the time, that's coming from trading money.
Stephen?
I've been able to help care for some of my family members, including my mother, and that has made a huge difference in my life because I've been able to give her the care that she needs and deserves because of trading in this program. And that's meant more to me than anything.
Wow, that's powerful. For those of you who might not know exactly what we're talking about the idea of creating residual income through trading stocks. Not hoping that a stock actually goes up. We use the income from the covered calls as well as the dividends to actually support our lifestyle if we want. Final question here. How have you changed as a result of getting a financial education and changing your mindset? Very quickly, Stephen.
I just had more confidence in general, feeling that I've got more control over my life. Because in the past, money was an issue. It was a great concern, and now it's something that I feel like there is some control over it, and I think almost anyone can get to that point where they feel that they do have some control. I think that would be the best way to sum it up.
Perfect. Zane, how have you changed as a result of becoming a trader, stock market
Similar
trader?
to what Stephen just said, because I'm self-employed, I'm not getting a big 401k from anybody, or, I don't have this big retirement thing getting ready to go down. And nobody in their right mind is going to depend on Social Security to help them out. And I know now that I can generate X amount of dollars a month and be more than happy without, doing a whole bunch of risky, crazy things. Just when I get to a certain place, I'm going to put in 2 or 3 trades a month, and that's going to be it, if not a quarter. And as a musician, as anybody that's independent contractor, it's a lovely thing knowing that you have X amount of dollars coming in on a regular basis, and you're not doing anything crazy to make that happen. And it's a lot easier, safer way to live your life.
Andre, how have you changed as a result of your newfound financial venture?
Sure, I've experienced a level of ease, and I don't worry as much. Like Stephen and both Zane have said, having the ability to take care of your family, having the ability to go and get a new car every 3 years, or purchase a suit, or whatever that might be for you. To know that you can go somewhere and sit down, whether it's once a month, twice a month, 4 times a month, 6 times a month, whatever you want. And that's I think the beauty of covered call writing and the program, is that it's really up to you how much money you want to make and how often or not you want to trade.
Yeah.
So that for me has been the big thing. I've been able to relax a little bit. So, but let's not get it twisted. It's a blessing and a curse, because you can get very comfortable.
Oh, it spoils everybody. I'm going to tell you, as the guy who teaches New York, LA, online, people become very spoiled with the money that they make trading. And one of my favorite things is when I watch people try to dictate to the market. I made $15,000. I'm going to double that. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. You're not really going to double it. You can flow with the market. Or people go, I made $15,000. I'm ready to make $150,000. I go, you have to put more money in. This, this resistance to actually putting money in your brokerage account. Right. Because, everybody wants to put in 50, 100, 110, whatever your number is, and launch your wealth empire from there.
Don't worry.
And if you want to really launch your wealth empire, you have to make contributions. And I find myself stressing that more and more and more. I think everybody here would agree with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, listen, we're running out of time on this particular episode. Will you all come back?
Sure.
On another day? Because here's what I want to do. I want to talk about options trading, leaps in particular, and what you've all done when you've been through your share of stock market pullbacks. Will you talk about that?
Sure.
Of course.
All right. Well, there's that music. It's telling me that just like an option, my time has expired. Did you guys like that? I use that in every show.
That was good.
Hey, this is Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, saying we'll be back with another Traders Roundtable. And I thank you for listening. And it's your turn to get involved in the stock market so you can start earning residual income, building wealth, and most importantly, creating peace of mind. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care now.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button and you'll automatically receive our next episode.